Pennsylvania has a new mayor. We were there for the swearing-in ceremony of retired police officer Tom Donaldson after voters ousted Maggie Stock, another member of Bloomberg's anti-gun coalition. In an exclusive interview, Tom Donaldson told me voters made very clear any threat to our firearm freedoms is a threat to our safety and to who we are as Americans, and that it was time for a change. Take a listen.
2 years ago, I was walking my grandson across the street, and we had to step over some heroin needles on North McCain Street, which is near where my son lives. And I looked at my grandson. He said, "Regan, Grandpa's running for mayor. I'm tired of seeing these needles laying along the streets." By signing Mayor Bloomberg's petition, that is a gift. Former Mayor Maggie Stock made it an issue with the voters in Butler because Butler is a gun-toting community.
This is not a constitutional question. It's a question of political courage.
Mayors against the illegal guns, that sounds nice. Well, what they really mean is mayors that want to take your guns.
I, Thomas Donaldson, do solemnly swear.
Don't take my religion, don't take my gun, don't take my speech.
That I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
It's a recipe to get voted out in Pennsylvania. Check with Maggie Stock.
People wanted more, and they wanted change. This is not New York City. This is a small town USA, conservative America, right here in Butler. That's why Tom got elected, because he's with the people.
This is my hometown. Great town, great people. I don't think anybody in Butler really cares what Bloomberg has to say. There's no way Bloomberg would relate with anybody here. Has an awful lot of money. I don't think he has much common sense. It's a political agenda.
I think the public has finally come to the conclusion we are going to do this whether you like it or not.
He's wrong for trying to take our rights off us.
I knocked on the door, a gentleman on Belmont Road. He says, "I only got one question for you. How do you feel about the Second Amendment?" And I pulled my shirt back and I said 1911A. He says, "You got my vote."
Was the gun issue important to you when you went to vote?
Yes, very much so. I carry protection, and I want to keep that permit and that right to carry.
Tom Donaldson knows, being in law enforcement, Tom understands what it takes to protect your family, to protect yourself.
If you deal drugs or if you're involved in crime, you are no longer welcome in Butler.
I don't think Butler's ever had a mayor that had formerly been in police work. I was chief in Eau Claire, and actually I still drive tractor trailer. I've done that for 35 years, and also at the same time and prior to that, I was a police officer. I'd been there. I was hurt in the line of duty. The night I got jumped by the three guys on North Road, the one beat the living daylights out of me, took 3 bites out of my face. I pulled my weapon, and as I did, his friend put his foot on my wrist to hold my wrist down. I fired 6. The bad guys took off running. It took 15 minutes to get a police car there, and it was pretty tough. That was a long 15 minutes. You like to think they're going to be right there. They can't always be right there. That could happen to anybody, anytime, especially with this knockout game you see people playing. If you're not armed, you can't protect yourself.
You listen to the way the media portrays police chiefs, the rank and file, and they make it sound like every officer out there is opposed to the right to carry.
I can't fathom how they can think that way. I mean, I've been around guns since I was a small child. My dad hunted, but I do feel that if more people carry, we would have less crime. It's just like they want to limit the magazines. They want to limit the type of firearm you can have.
You don't think the founding fathers had the idea that every man, woman, and child could carry an assault weapon?
They have all the firearms regulations in Chicago, New York, but how many murders do they have? It's because the criminals have guns. And if a law-abiding person has one and gets stopped, now he's a criminal because he had one. It's ridiculous.
Where's the limit here? This has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. This is just ridiculous, and it's time for the public to stand up.
I'm a Castle Doctrine person. I believe we should have the right to protect our person and our property and anything that's near and dear to us, and I think Tom's going to try and bring that back.
Which is more important, another gun ban or prosecutions?
Prosecutions. We don't need any more gun bans. The courts need to sentence the people to the fullest extent of the law. We have to get serious. When people think they're never going to get anything more than a slap on the wrist, they're going to keep doing the same thing over. The guy that bit my face went to jail for almost 7 years. He has not been in trouble since he got out. He learned something. Now, that's not the case all the time. But part of the problem, they don't want to have overcrowding in jails. Fortunately, in Butler, or the local jail, we have a lot of room for them, and I hope that my Butler Police Department can fill it up with the people that deserve to be there.
I never had to lock my doors, but now I feel I have to, just because of the rampant craziness that's going on.
What country is this? This is America.
I would suggest that Mayor Bloomberg go buy himself a very nice handgun and learn how to properly use it and carry it so he can protect himself. That's what Mayor Bloomberg needs to do, and then maybe he would find out how the rest of us feel. Now, Bloomberg, when he goes out somewhere, he has security that's armed to the hilt.
When you consider the fact you won your race, in all, 23 of the members of Mayor Bloomberg's anti-gun coalition, mayors themselves, all voted out.
That says people are not going to stand by and let the government or any group take their firearms. Mind your own business. Stay out of Butler, stay out of Lakeland, Florida, and all the other places where we won.
Strong statement. They all got voted out. Why? Because of American values and Americans taking back their country. And I think we're seeing that turn right now because in spite of the dollars they've spent, they're losing these elections.
Everybody out here talking at the bar, they say that they love the country, but they're not sure about the government. Every day we lose more liberties, we lose more rights, and we're supposed to be guaranteed those rights.
If we don't have the rights, they're going to take everything away from us. You have nothing left. You have no rights at all.
One of the other interesting things about this race, in Butler, the Democrats actually outnumber the Republicans by registration. Now, being the first Republican mayor in 28 years goes to show you that the party isn't necessarily what they're looking for. It's your message.
The fact that he's a Republican is fine, but you know what? More than that, I think people just connect with him. He connects with people. They have a great sense of, I can trust this guy.
Oh, he had a lot of support down here. They were all bragging about how the new mayor was coming into town.
Fortunately, Tom Donaldson stood up and said, you know what? I'm not happy, and I'm going to do something about it. And he got elected. And it encourages other citizens to come forward and say, you know what? If Tom did that, I can help in some way.
You can't govern a country with executive orders. Our national government, our state government should never govern against the will of the people. Listen to your people.
That's our rights, that's what we fought for. There should be nobody taking that from us.
They're not going to. They're not getting yours, and they're not getting mine.
I've been a hunter all my life, and you can twist and turn any message that you want. We know what's right, and I never thought it was an insult when the president said, hey, listen, they want to cling to their Bibles and their guns. Amen, that's us, brother. This is what truly makes us exceptional.
Military, Second Amendment, and the United States of America is an important part of Butler.
Just plan to be the people's mayor. I ride my Harley Davidson. I will be out with the police to do some ride-alongs, and I will carry a firearm as long as I'm alive. I will never relinquish my firearms. Once you've lost something, they're not going to give it back to you.
So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.